Good afternoon, students. Welcome back to our session of science. In our first two sessions, I think we have done first two lessons, and those two lessons are physical quantities and measurements. Second is motion, and now the lesson number 3 will be the energy. Lesson 3. Now see, when we talk about the energy, we always say that I have energy to do the work, or he or she doesn't have energy to do any specific work. So then we can define the term energy as, in the terms of science, that energy is defined as the ability to do the work. Ability to do the work, or ability can also be termed or said as the capacity. Capacity. Ability means he is able to do, he is capable to do. So when a person is able or capable to do, only when he has energy. And when we speak about the energy in terms of science, immediately we say that this energy or the capacity or ability which is related to term energy is nothing but the food intake in your body. But that food intake which is related to the energy or capacity or ability is in terms of the biology, or we can say that it is a biological term. But when we come to this energy related to the physics, it has some different, we can say, the concept. The concept of energy differs from biology in terms of the physics, which is also science, a branch of science, we can say. So when we are talking about the energy, in simple language or just ordinary language, we say that it is the ability to do the work, and that ability is nothing but it is the capacity to do the work. Means whether you are capable to do, whether you are able to do, then we say that it is the energy. But when we talk about the term energy, this term energy is thought, or it is explained in variety of terms which are been there. For example, you are familiar with the mechanical energy, electrical energy, heat energy, light energy, sound energy, nuclear energy. So all atomic energy, all these are energies only. But when we are talking about energy from the point of view of the physics, it has different and variety of concepts than which has been studied in biology. So when you are studying in terms of physics, we also have the unit of measurement, to calculate, we can say, or count energy. And this calculation of the energy, or when we are counting the energy, we are having 1 calorie, cal means it is calorie, is equals to 4.2 joules. Actually it is 4.18, but since this is more than 5, this is increased, and we are saying it as 4.2 joules. Or if you want 1 kilocalorie, 1 kcal, we are having 1000 cal. Means 1000 cal make 1 kilocal, and 1 calorie means calorie is equals to 4.2 joules. 4.2 joules. And these measurements which we are taking, they are termed as the SI units. And SI unit means it is the system of international. This we have before in physical quantities also. we had discussed about what do you mean by system of international. And system of international, I have told you before also that it is all over the world that unit or the calculation or unit of measurement we can say is accepted all over the world, and therefore it is termed as the system of international. And a short form of system of international is SI units. We are giving it as 1 calorie is equals to 4.2 joules, or 1 kcalories, 1 kilocalorie is equals to 1000 calories. 1000 calories. So if you want to convert this into joules, you will be getting 4.2 into 1000. So 42,000 you will be getting like 1 calorie is equals to 4.2 joule. Therefore it is 1000 calories is how much? Just simple. So you will be getting 1000 into 4.2. 42000 decimal point after 1 digit is 4200 joules will give you for 1000 cal, or 1 kilo cal is 42,000 joules. Of course, this is not there in the textbook, but I am just telling you, like anyone may, or the question may arise in your mind, if 1 calorie is equal to 4.2 joules, then what it must be for 1 kilo cal? So we can say that for 1000 cal, we are having 1000 into 4.2. So we are getting 4200000. Shift the decimal point after 1 digit. So we are getting the answer 4200 or 4200 joules give you 1 kilo cal, or it may be 1000 cal. So this is the unit of measurement what we are getting. Now you may be getting a question in your mind, why are we, or why do we want to calculate this unit of measurements? Unit of measurements. So here when the, suppose any work is being done at certain way, and the question is asked how much work is being done. In that case, we say that suppose he has consumed or used 1 calorie in doing that job, it is as good as he has used 4.2 joule. Or if it is 1 kilocal work is being done, or in terms of calorie percent, 1000 calories are being burned or are being used, then we say that it is 4200 or it is 4200 joules is the capacity or the unit of measurement of that specific energy which is being used. Now when we are using the terms of the calories, suppose, or you are talking about the energy which is being just mentioned over here. So let us first say, whenever we are talking about the energy, we are having the two concepts of the energy, and that is the potential energy and the kinetic energy. So let us first highlight on the types of energies which we get, and in that energy we are getting the potential energy, and second is the kinetic energy. Potential energy and the kinetic energy. Now, even this potential energy or maybe the kinetic energy, both the types of energy or both the concepts of energies are having the definition of their own. So, when we say potential energy, so potential energy is defined as the stored energy. Stored energy. And when the same potential energy is in motion, the same potential energy is in motion, then it is termed as the kinetic energy. So in simple language we can say the energy in motion. Energy in motion. So this is the potential energy, means it is the energy stored by that specific object. For example, if you are taking the bulb, simple bulb which is present in every house, tube light, every house. So that bulb or that tube, that is fluorescent light, is having or some energy is stored into it. Or you are having the switch switchboard in your class. Every class has a switchboard. So the moment you are just operating that button, you find that the fans are on or the lights are on or anything, any other electrical appliance, if it is being connected to that board, that also will be starting functioning. That means that energy is stored. Stored energy is there. Only the thing is that as long as the button is not being operated, not being functioning, this potential energy will not be getting converted into the kinetic energy. Not possible. Because it did not acquire or it did not gain any kind of motion. Take the simple example of the fan which is present in every class. As long as fan is not working, not moving, not functioning, it is a stored energy. Energy is there, but it is not gaining any motion. So that is a stored energy. Then the moment you switch on the button, which is on the switchboard, the moment you are operating the button, you will find that the fan starts rotating, and immediately the stored energy is getting converted, or it has got the motion, it has got the push, it has got the energy, it is with pain, and then it is being getting converted into the kinetic energy. So potential energy has got converted into the kinetic energy. That means when you are categorizing the energy in a simple term, what do you mean by energy? We have learned it is a capacity or ability to do any work. So fan has the ability to have a rotation, bulb has the ability to just spread the light, and many more things are there which are having the capacity to do certain kind of work. Let us take some other example. If in a dam, water dam, we say that the water collected in a dam, what kind of energy it must be? Of course it must be the stored energy, and stored energy means it is the potential energy. So that water collected, that collected word itself is giving you the concept that it is the stored energy. Stored energy means it is the potential energy. Now using the rotation, or when the water which is been getting collected is being getting converted into that the water first it is just falling here and it is being getting collected, energy is being stored. Now you are getting or producing the electrical energy. But how does the electrical energy is being getting converted from the water collected in a dam? That is due to the rotation or movement of turbine. Movement of turbine, and when this turbine is being set over here, due to constant, because magnetic effect is also there, so due to that this turbine is having a continuous rotation, and that continuous rotation is producing the parts of the electrical energy. The splash of light is getting, and then you say that again that electrical energy is getting collected, which is right up to your house it is being reaching. So in between there are pumping stations, then electrical generators are there, and then finally it reaches to every house, every industry, every farm, everywhere, wherever it is being required. And therefore, when this rotation of the turbine is taking place, the stored energy of water is being getting a motion, and therefore that motion is getting converted. This water energy is being getting converted into the electrical energy. So stored energy is the potential energy. When you are converting rotation of the turbine, which is responsible, is converting the water energy into the electrical energy, then immediately that changes into the kinetic energy, because again we go back to the molecules of the water, they are getting a push, they are getting a motion, and because of the motion, here what happens is that the electricity is being getting just collected over there, and then we say that it is getting converted into the kinetic energy. So this is a concept about the potential energy and the kinetic energy. So better, instead of saying potential and kinetic energy, we can say these two are actually the basic structure. It It is the basic structure of the other types of energies, because I have told you many types of energies are there. Mechanical energy is there, electrical energy is there, wind energy is there, sound energy is there, light energy is there, atomic energy is there, nuclear energy is there. There are so many energies which are termed as energies only, because they make you do certain work. Let us take the simple example of the washing machine which is present in every house, or mixer or blender which is present in every house. Though these two machines, may be the mixer or blender or maybe the washing machine, whatever may be the case. So these two machines are, instead of you doing that work, that machine is doing your work. Means that mechanism has come. Mixer and grinder, you are having a small engine over there. That means that is responsible for rotating or having the circular motion of the mixer or the grinder, or same applicability is there in washing machine also, which is making the machine rotate in a circular manner. And due to that friction, we can say, due to that movement where potential energy is getting converted into the kinetic energy, it is helping rub the clothes, wash the clothes, rinse the clothes, dry the clothes. All these processes which manually we could do, rub it, then put them in the water, soak in the water, wash them well, rinse in the water, then just squeeze them and put for drying. Instead of all you doing it, the washing machine is doing your work. Is that mechanism has come there, and therefore they are termed as the mechanical energy. There is a mechanism, and that mechanism is quite simple. It is same as what I told you just now, that the turbine is rotating. Turbine is getting rotated in the water due to the constant waterfall. What is happening in the dam also, there is a magnetic effect. This is also energy only. Magnetic. So this is of the iron, suppose if it is in the turbine. So due to the magnetic effect, what happens is that this magnet and iron, which is having the friction over there, because constant waterfall is been there. So due to that friction, it makes, magnetic effect makes the turbine rotate or move in a circular motion, and therefore what happens is that due to that friction, you are getting the sparks. Actually that mechanism is what? It is a spark. So one spark, two spark, three spark getting together, we are getting the electrical energy. And that means there is a mechanism behind this. So potential energy is getting converted into the electrical energy. And that electrical energy is nothing but it is a kinetic energy. So we can say that these are the two sources of energy which we have to do certain kind of work. Now coming to the next part of it, that is, what do you mean by energy? We have seen unit of energy, we have seen that it is 1 cal is equals to, we are having 4.2 joules, or either 1 kilocalorie is equals to 1000 cal. Now let us say, or let us take the mechanical energy. Mechanical energy. Types of energies. First comes the mechanical energy. So mechanical energy itself gives you the concept that there is some mechanism. Mechanism is there. And that mechanism is doing, instead of you doing that work, that machine is doing the work. That means it is taking the place of, anybody's muscular energy. Now question comes, why we are talking about the muscular energy? Take the simple example. If you want to grind something and just turn it into the paste. Some days ago, when there was no invention of the mixer or the grinder, people used to make use of the stone, and they used to just make very thin particles or maybe the paste or very soft texture of it. But as the technology has developed, we have seen that we are having a small container, just close it up, and then the moment you are starting it, it is having a circular rotation on the movement. Circular motion is there. And due to which all those hard particles are first getting ground into the small particles. Again raise the speed or continue that process for certain period of time. Instead of you doing it, you putting or you are making it turning it into a powder or a paste, that machine is doing it. And therefore, we are saying that we are not using any muscular energy because we are not doing it. But instead of you doing it, that mechanism or the grinder or the mixer which you are using is having some technique. And that technique is nothing but we call it as the mechanical energy, because some mechanism is used or some mechanism concept is there behind that, which is rather we can say it is very much helpful because that is making your work faster, because after all it is a machine. It is a machine. You take the sewing machine. Sewing machine also same thing. It is a mechanism. Mechanism or mechanical energy is there. So instead of you taking a needle, you taking a thread and just putting those threads across those cloth or any piece of cloth where you want to stitch it, you just keep the border of that cloth and just make use of the paddles. These days you are having electrical machine also. Switch on the button and you will find that you are getting a thread in a line or within no period of time the stitching has taken place. Means there is a mechanism. Rather we can say these days the whole work or all our activities are carried on the mechanism only. And therefore we can come to the conclusion that these days the mechanical energy is used at the maximum percentage or the maximum amount. And that is why instead of we doing the work, if you want to clean the floor, you want to sweep, there is a machine. You want to stitch, there is a machine. If you want to wash the clothes, there is a machine. If you want to just make the powder of the thing or make the small particle, there is a machine. Means everywhere there is a machine, and along with this mechanical energy, that is useful because that has saved your time, that has saved your energy, because when you are making use of your own muscular energy, that is quite tiring. It makes the person very tiring or person gets tired faster. But when you are making use of the mechanical energy or the mechanism, that is saving your time as well as that is saving your energy also. And another thing, the work is being done at a faster rate, because behind that there is a machine which is acting or the machine which is operated, and therefore that is saving time, energy, and also skillfully work can be done. Because after all, instead of using your hands or the muscular energy or any other energy which where mechanism is not used, then that kind of perfection is not there in using the muscular energy, because machine is after all some calculated terms are there behind that energy. How much time, how much it will run, how much you require, energy is required. So that mechanism is being taking much more less amount of time in completing the given task which has been you have taken in your hand. Now one more thing we are having is the potential energy which we are talking about. There are two terms which are related to the gravitational potential energy and the potential energy due to condition. This conditional potential energy. Let us think about it. Potential energy. We are having two terms. One is the gravitational, and second we are having potential energy due to condition. I just read a small passage from your textbook, so that will give you good idea about what we are doing or what we are reading. The first one we are having is a body can have potential energy due to different reasons. Potential energy means your stored energy, and that stored energy will be having certain different reasons behind it. The kind of potential energy that the water in a tank has called the gravitational potential energy, because that energy or the gravitational potential energy which is been there when it is raised to some height above the ground, and this is because work has to be done against the pull of the gravity to raise it. Now see, they are saying that water which is being raised, for example, here the water which is being stored in a tank, it is potential energy. That is potential energy. So this is a stored water. So when this is a stored water and we are talking about the gravitational force, why that stored water, or we call it as a potential energy? Because water is at the steady position, and that is due to the gravitation. Because we know that any body which is released towards the earth is getting the stability due to the gravitation. So why that stored energy is having the potential energy and it is steady, that is due to the gravitational force. So we can term it as gravitational potential energy, because it is at the steady position, it is not moving. But when the same water is being just raised above, means you are using the machine or pulling the water, that means you are pulling the water against the gravitation, because you are going against the direction of the gravitation. Then in that case what happens is that we may say maybe the water is using the machine or any pulley or any simple machine, anyhow that water is against the gravitational force, and therefore we say that that gravitational force of the potential energy, it is at the steady position because we are having the gravitational force which is acting upon that stored energy, and then we call it as the gravitational potential energy. Now second part, that is conditional. Here when the elastic band of the is being just stretched and then it is being released, that is catapult what we are having, it can make a stone move with quite some speed. Picture is being given, you are having the stretch of the elastic to the catapult, or it is called as the catapult. So that catapult which is being there is due to the condition. That is not only the thing. Now when you are just having simple rubber in your hand and you are stretching that rubber from one side, it is same as what catapult example we have mentioned over here. So as long as you are not stretching it, potential energy is stored. But when you are stretching it, it is the against the condition. You are going against the condition, and then we say that this potential energy is due to the condition, because the condition of that rubber is unless you have stretched it, it is not going to get it stretched. So it is a condition. There are many more conditions like that. For example, when the chalk is in my hand and I have kept it on the table, it will be steady. But as long as I have not lifted it or I have not broken it, energy is not worked over there. So that is a condition. If I find that chalk is too long, or maybe I am not able to write, then I just make two parts of it. So it is a condition. So therefore we say that potential energy is due to the gravitation or maybe due to condition. So in the first session we have learned about what is energy, unit of energy, potential energy, kinetic energy, mechanical energy, and in potential energy we have seen gravitational potential energy and the conditional, or you can say potential energy due to condition. So here I stop my explanation. So this is the first session. In the next session we are again going to study the different types of the energies. Okay children, thank you.